Thank you so much for volunteering at the Special Olympics Illinois Athletics throwing events. The 4 throwing events are softball throw, tennis ball throw, mini javelin, and the shot put. Prior to their event, the athletes must go to staging to be separated into their divisions. Staging volunteers will check in athletes at the staging entrance and then seat them by division and names of the athletes as they are listed on the heat sheet. Please check athletes' wristbands for his or her name. Some may not be able to communicate that information. Once all of the athletes in a specific division are accounted for in the staging area, they can then be escorted to an open throwing location on the field. For shot put, athletes will be escorted to the shot put ring. For each throwing event location, there will need to be at least 4 volunteers. The recording volunteer gets the heat sheet from the escort. One at a time, an athlete is brought into the throwing box to make 3 consecutive throws. A marking volunteer will use a stake to note where the ball lands. If the ball lands outside of the throwing zone, indicated by the vector lines, the throw is disqualified and there is no need to mark it. In tennis ball throw, if the throw is over 7.0 meters, it is also a scratch. After the athlete finishes all 3 throws, the 2 measuring volunteers will measure in meters the distance of the throw from the front of the throwing box to where the ball is marked as landed. For mini javelin, it is measured from where the tip of the mini jav lands. The recording volunteer will write down in meters the athlete's throwing distances on the heat sheet and repeat the process with the next athlete listed on the heat sheet. Please check the name of the athlete on their wristband to ensure that you are writing down scores for the correct athletes. For shot put, athletes do not make 3 consecutive attempts in a row. The first athlete is called to the shot put ring and makes a throw or put, which is immediately measured in meters and recorded. Then the next athlete is called to make their first put. This process is continued until all 3 athletes have had 3 attempts at the shot put. Once all of the athletes in the division have completed their throwing attempts, the recorder will write down their best throwing measurement, which is their highest score of all the attempts. Then the recorder will note the places. Please make sure that the places are correct based on the highest score circled for each athlete. The heat sheet is then given back to the escort, who will accompany the division to awards. Awards volunteers will complete a double check of all the circled high scores and places for athletes before awarding. Congratulations, throwing volunteers, on completing the training today. You are set to go